Today, the Mercury Marine destination takes us across Ontario from the big waters of Georgian Bay and Lake Ontario to the north. The Ram has us running to all three locations this week. When a lake is heavily pressured, it's time to give the muskies something they haven't seen before, and the results can be absolutely tremendous. Then a drive north to Cochrane for a fly-in, with a couple of handy tips to make your next trip a little more convenient. And last, precise boat control, a finesse presentation, and a whole lot of patience can be what your next bass outing needs. Thinking outside the box, this week on Fishful Thinking. Fishful Thinking is brought to you by Mercury Marine. Princecraft Boats, dominate the waters. Seagar Abrasics 100% fluorocarbon muskie and pike leader. And Ram Trucks, built to serve. Water conditions are brought to you by Humminbird Fish Finders. Get the big picture. Big waters can blow up fast, but you can be more comfortable. Smooth out your ride with Smooth Move's shock-absorbing seat suspensions.
This is thinking outside the box. When you see people beating an area with certain lures, change things up. This one is actually a floating lure. I've put weights on and gave them something they haven't seen. I'm just gonna back my drag off a little bit. There's smaller hooks on this, so you gotta be careful. I haven't even seen this guy yet. Oh yeah, you're a nice fish. And netting him's gonna be challenging because I just gotta be careful. Look at that behemoth. Back off the drag a little more. Trust your hooks are in. And I'm gonna have to tire him out a little bit. Look at that. Look at that. I don't even see my lure. 130 pound test, Seagar fluorocarbon leader. I love it, I trust it. There's part of my lure. Holy moly. The last thing I want to do is take a stab at the net by myself here, because I don't know, I haven't extended it, and I don't want it extended because I lose my leverage. Keep them away from the motor. Beautiful Lexa 400 Daiwa, silky smooth drag. I gotta trust he's tired out. And when you net a fish, back off the line, back off the pressure when you're ready to net a big fish like this, because when the line hits the rim of the net, all of a sudden his head goes up. You hate doing it, but you actually gotta go, here's my slack line. You gotta go. Kind of like this. Oh. All right, slack line. I'm going to leave him in the net, see if I get the hooks out of him in the net. And I don't know if I'm gonna have much success doing that. My Minn Kota Altera has spot lock. It's like having somebody in the boat put an anchor down. Okay, I try not to do this, but I can't get at that one hook. This is Princecraft Expedition 200, beautiful high sides. Maybe I got too short arms, it's just gotta come in. I got one hook out, and when you lift a big fish with a net, always the rim. You'll bust a handle. Look at this gorgeous musky. Holy moly. I'm gonna get that hook out of him, put him back in the net for a picture. I see one hook. I know where that other one is. I'm gonna have to keep you on this side. grab a fish like this. If you have to drop them, but grip them hard on the jaw bone, not the gills. And see, I couldn't get that hook. One there, and you're out. And I put that one back in him. Look at this muskie. Good gosh, what a giant. You see the size of this thing? All right, you're going back in the net, and I'm gonna get a camera and take a little picture of you, buddy. Maybe just see if I can grab his tail and fish him right out of that net. Keep you upright. As soon as you want to swim away, I'm gonna let you go. He might stay on the surface for a bit, but he's giving himself oxygen. He's going into the wind, and the quicker I get him away from the boat and stress, the better. I will keep my eye on him. I'll follow him actually, and make sure he doesn't need further reviving. But I'll stay right on him. And sometimes a shove with the net's all it takes. But see, he's doing the best thing possible. He's going into the waves. He's pumping current into himself, and oxygen. And surface temp 66, so it's not too warm for him. It's perfect for him. And I'm just going to chase him. And he's going to give a tail slap and be gone. And gone. Just like that. Is he gonna come back up? Nope. And as soon as I dig this lure out of this net, I'll show you exactly the modification I've done to this lure. Like I said, this is a heavily hit area. I've watched boats go through it and through it and through it and through it. And they've seen the same thing. They've seen the double-bladed tinsels. They've seen the big plastics. But when you take a surface lure and weight it like I did, it's got a different action, and it's a lure these guys just aren't throwing that these fish haven't seen. We had a blow yesterday. The water's a little dirty. It went a little brighter. How do you argue with that? All right, let me spot lock myself again before I go to the shore and dig this lure out. And I'll show you exactly what I did to it.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Mercury. Power and dependability you can count on.
Comfort and versatility is extremely important. I have these big, beautiful, comfortable seats on my Ram, so essential for the long trips. A full range of adjustments for my seat, memory settings. I have vented seats for those hot summer days, heated seats, even a heated steering wheel for icy cold mornings. I've got lots of comfortable room for passengers, including a huge amount of legroom, and even the versatility of turning the back seat into cargo space. And I love my Ram boxes for easy to get at items. They lock, they have lights, they keep everything dry, and with a drain hole at the bottom, I can even wash it out when they get dirty from all my gear. Even my boat has comfort and versatility in mind. I have plush seats. I've added smooth move seat bases for extra comfort on rough days. And my Princecraft has an optional bench seat that folds out into a huge back casting deck that's even removable when it's not needed. When you're looking for your next tow vehicle or boat, make a list of what you want. It's out there.
Conditions today are brought to you by Revo Sunglasses. See what others don't.
There's my floating lure. I have course changed the hooks a little bit to something a little stronger than usually comes with this. I've experienced that in the past where they're a little weak, so I put a stronger hook on. But these fish do not see a floating lure down 6, 8, 10 feet. I have taken a 1 ounce Freedom tungsten worm weight, and I've put a uni knot on my line, and I've slid that uni knot right up tight to that worm weight, and that holds it in place. That lure looks like it's chasing that little weight, and I can cast this out a mile, and it sinks at a perfect rate. If you're doing this with any other assortments of floating lures, play with the different weights. 1 ounce for this size of bait works perfect. It stays upright. All I'm doing is a straight cast out, reel, pause, and it just does a light little nosedive. I start reeling again, pause, nosedive. I'm not working this aggressively. And with that little uni knot on that line, I've left the tags on it, because if it gets a little loose, I can grab that with pliers and tighten it up. But all I'm doing with this, and I'll show you exactly how easy this is. I'm not even in a good spot right now, but I'm casting this out. I tighten up before it lands just so it lays straight. I'm just going reel, pause. Reel, pause. I'm in the weed bed now. Reel, pause. Reel, pause. I'm not working this aggressively. It looks natural to these fish, and something I have thought of trying, and lo and behold, I don't think I was casting this for 10 minutes and got that giant. I just knew it was going to work. An old friend of mine, Homer LeBlanc, made lures on Lake St. Clair and was a legendary muskie guy. He was kind of a pen pal of mine since I was a kid. Think like a muskie is what he always said. So you look at this going, if I was a muskie, I've got to eat that. It looks natural, its action's nice, and it's something different that's been presented to these fish. If you got that gut feeling, you got to go with it. This is what I love about these Freedom jig heads. I can put any style of hook I want on it, match it up with whatever I want, and customize my fishability with these things. Awesome. And this is also the Daiwa Zillion and this Rebellion 2-piece rod. Excellent for travel. All right, let me get my glove on. Real nice walleye. Real dandy. There's a chunk and a half. Pop you out. Sweetheart of a fish. Just a sweetheart. And this is what I've done with these. This is the Freedom Hydra head. It's not the hook it came with. And because I have the ability with these jig heads to be able to twist, and take a hook off, and twist, put that hook back on, I've used a long shank hook, a set the hook nail or swim bait, And I can use any style of hook, any style of plastic I want with these Freedom heads and customize this completely. So whatever size of plastic you want to put on, whatever size of hook, it just gives you the ability. Awesome little system. And when I'm traveling in areas like this is a Daiwa Rebellion rod. 2-piece, high quality, premium bait casting rod. I love my 1-piecers, but this 2-piece gives me the, oh, it's bouncing, gives me the ability to have a quality rod on these trips. And when I have 2 or 3 rods with me that break down into pieces, I don't like mixing and matching the different pieces. I like whatever rod pieces it came with, staying that way. And you can see right here, I've taken some nail polish and I've got a pile of nail polish at home for customizing lures. So I put a little dab on each piece of this rod, so I know when I've got 2 or 3 of these rods, I'm putting them back together exactly the way they came. Just a little tip. Spin myself a little bit. Thank you, Minn Kota. Like I said, with this Freedom, I've actually used a long shanked hook on this because I can modify things. And instead of having to use a trailer, I'm getting these short hitters because these walleye are going right after the tail of the set the hook nail or shad. And this allows me, like I said, the ability to change that hook and customize it the way I want. There we go there. And the net here. And these set the hook nailer shads, these swim baits. So soft, so lifelike, and they just simply catch fish. Drop shotting, you see a fish, you work on it long enough. I've got spot lock, my Minn Kota spot lock is here. I stayed on this fish for 10 minutes with one of these new set the hook flat side shads, and thunk. Oh, that's a dandy of a bass. Oh, are you gonna stay up there for me? There we are. Oh. Like I said, I had a good fight before the camera even got rolling. I worked on this thing for so long. And look at this. Wow. Where's that hook? I don't want to put that in my hand. Oh, out you come. Little Freedom tungsten drop shot weight, little tiny hook on a Palomar knot. My drop shot weight Tatula Elite rods, light line. Look at that. Now, I'm just going to drop that in the well, and I'm going to get a picture of that, but what a sweetheart. All right, buddy, let's get you back. What a gorgeous, gorgeous bass. Wow. All right, sweetheart. Ow. You just clamped down on my thumb pretty hard. There's nothing wrong with you.
Fishful Thinking is brought to you by Mercury Marine. Princecraft boats dominate the waters. Minn Kota Altera trolling motors. And Ram trucks built to serve. Tackle today, Daiwa ProRex musky rods with wind grips. Daiwa Lexa 400 heavy-duty reels with power handle. 130-pound test Seagar Abrasics musky and pike leader. Bullet style tungsten series weights by Freedom. For the walleye, Daiwa Zillion high-speed bait casting reel with T-wing system. Available in 1 or 2-piece, the Daiwa Rebellion rods. Freedom Hydra jig heads with swing hook action. Now with bait fuel, Nailer swim baits by Set the Hook. For the bass, 20-pound test Seagar Smackdown 8-strand braided lines. Flatside shad scented with bait fuel by Set the Hook. Designed for multi-species fishing, the Princecraft Expedition 200. And the Mercury 225 horsepower 4-stroke motor.
Finally dragged one up in the tube.
Coming up. Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
Nice is right. I'll grab your fishy for you.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'll take the net.
Nice. Set the hook tube.